What's up, everyone? It's Logan Shinholster with Contractor Growth Network, and I'm going to be walking you through a random contractor's website and figuring out how much trust are they actually building. Because at the end of the day, if you can't sell the trust, you got no chance of actually selling your services. And a lot of times, people focus on the wrong stuff. So I'm going to walk you through exactly the ins and outs of someone's website and see if everything that they're doing is actually adding to the brand or taking away from the brand. All right, I'm picking a painter in Dallas, random industry, and a random contractor. So we're gonna go painter in Dallas. Let's see what we got. So coming in, let's just go for the very first person, right? Guy, the painter, and company. Before I jump into the website, let's just look at some of the reviews just to see, because he's got a lot of good reviews. 4.8 stars out of 23. Looks good. I like that a lot. I mean, that's always a good sign, right? Let's see what Ashley Garrett says. We recently had Guy and his team paint the downstairs and foyer of our house we just bought. Did an excellent job. They were very friendly, professional, and clean. Who doesn't want that, right? They communicated very well with me throughout the whole project. They started when they said they would and completed the job on time. Price was very reasonable. We'll definitely hire again. So let's talk about that price piece first. You know, if they said the price was fair, that's one thing, but the price was very reasonable. The connotation behind that is that maybe Guy's a little bit cheaper, right? We don't know yet. We'll see on the website if it's a high class thing and they're doing really high end homes, or if it's a little bit tougher, right? And they're doing lower stuff. Second one, excellent work, nice people. Did a terrific job painting the interior of my high-rise condo. Could not be more pleased. Super helpful. I'll be calling them again. Bradley Reed says we hired them. Research painters, Guy and his wife spent a good amount of time on the first meeting before developing their quote, so it sounds like he's pretty thorough before the quote. They buy all the paint from Home Depot as they have a business account. Wow, this guy's like very in-depth. This almost seems like wow, this is a kind of a weird one, like a weird review, right? Like, I don't know somebody who's that intense about a review where they literally laid out the entire process. Like, even like the very extroverted people and talkative people don't generally go this in depth. So to me personally, it sounds like somebody who's unbelievably satisfied or just kind of over the top or fake, right? Between their very reasonable price. Okay, so again, with the reasonable price side, so maybe he's kind of cheap. Guy and his wife. The quote I received from Guy was significantly less than the other company. All right, so here's the long and short of it. Guy, the painter and company, is the cheap guy around. All right, no way around it. Sounds like he's the cheapest one, so lower end, and now, yeah, within budget and very well done. Yeah, nice dude, probably not making much money. So let's see the website if it's high end, and maybe everybody else is just charging an arm and a leg. Okay, so here's the deal. Guy's cheap. That's what it comes down to. Probably does great work. Probably is really nice and communicative. But just based off the review so far and based on just the quality of the website, dude's cheap. So this is who you have to compete against if you're in the Dallas area. Somebody who is most likely, and again, I don't know Guy. I have no idea what's going on, but just from the outside looking in, if I'm a consumer and I read the reviews and I see stuff about very reasonably priced, and I see stuff about how they're way cheaper or they're way less expensive than everybody else, and I look at this website and go, okay, looks like a website that was probably okay 6, 7 years ago. He's a cheap guy, okay? So if I'm now trying to, with a website that looks like this, take the reviews away, with a website that looks like this, if I'm now trying to demand high-end prices, oh, I'm a high-end painter, right? Paying a bunch of money. Well, this doesn't show high end, right? You look at it and it's just, the website just doesn't have that feel, right? We don't need to sit here and necessarily pick this thing apart at first. It doesn't have that high end feel, all right? It's small, it's condensed, it's very text heavy. The graphic of like having a business card at the top, it just doesn't have the high end feel to it, all right? And if that's what you're going for, is you're going for a volume play, low price point, lots of volume, you can do that with this. However, if you're going for high end, large margins, things like that, it's gonna be a bit tougher, all right? with something like this. So let's actually go through some of the details of the site to walk you through some of the good that he's doing, and then some of the stuff that shows, in fact, that they're probably a bit cheaper. All right, because here's the problem. Websites as a whole, they are your brand, right? They are their first line of defense from the quote unquote tire kickers. Every contractor out there complains, oh my God, I got the cheapest person calling me up. They have a Mercedes in their driveway. Just the lot in itself that the people lived on, because I went on Zillow.com, cost them $800,000, but they wouldn't even splurge for my, I don't know, $4,000 paint job, right? Yet the contractor has a website that looks like this. So how can you complain when the very first line of defense that you have shows cheap? You can't have it both ways. You can't spend no money on your brand, but then demand these high ticket items. Imagine if I came in and Lamborghini or Maserati or Mercedes-Benz had a website that looked like this. Would I spend 80 grand on a Mercedes, 200 grand on a Maserati, 500 grand on a Lamborghini? No, you don't. And that's how people buy. Websites need to exude exactly who you are, because if they don't, then you've got a lack of communication, and that's a problem. So let's jump right into the website now that we got some of the conventions out of the way. So first off, I'm cool with the black and yellow. Stands out, it's unique, kind of nice, right? At the top, it's nice and easy. About us, the services we provide. Let's show you some of the work. Let's show you some of the great customers that we've had, and then contact us. The big thing that a lot of people overlook is with that contact button. If that's the goal of the website, if the goal of the website is truly to get somebody to call you or reach out to you, this needs to stand out way more. All right, this needs to be front and center. Okay, if this, and what I mean by front and center is put a button around it. You all see those websites where it has like a button that needs to be on this site. All right, because without a button or something standing out, you don't know what they want you to do. I have no idea what does guy want me to look at this scrolling images right here? Does he want me to look at his business card? Am I supposed to come down the page? And here's the thing is, it sounds like I'm being critical and I'm putting my marketing hat on. This is just human psychology. And that's the problem of it, right? When somebody comes to your website, you have 50 milliseconds before they make up their mind on how they feel about your company as a whole. 50 milliseconds. That was 50 milliseconds right there. So initially, when you first come in, they have two options. As a consumer, they can either A, trust you and think you're high end, or B, distrust you and think you're low end. And then the entire rest of the time that they're on your website or looking at your brand, you're either digging yourself out of a hole, or if they liked you, now it's yours to lose. Which would you rather have? All right? Nice, still recording. Let's go down and keep going down the page. So with these images up here, if you're a higher end generally shows larger images. Something that spans across, some sort of image that represents your brand from an emotional standpoint. It's great that you can show a wall. All right, but you have a wall with a kitchen table right there. Show more of the kitchen table, and here's why. As a painter, you're not selling the walls, you're selling the feeling of the room. And it sounds weird and it sounds crazy, but how many times do people call you up and say, I want to change the color of my dining room because I like the color blue? Probably not too many. They probably say something like, I'm sick of this color, or I want to walk in and enjoy it again and I can't right now, or this color's stale. I mean, they're not doing it for the exact color, they're doing it for the emotion and the feeling that they're getting, and that's what you need. That's what you need to be selling, is the emotion. So if you're doing a lot of kitchen cabinets are a great way to sell the idea of family, because people live in their kitchens, they socialize in their kitchens, the kids do their homework in their kitchens. You need to have a big image right there that shows the emotion behind all this stuff, all right? Don't forget that. You are a salesman first, and you need to sell emotion, not sell the color of the cabinets or the color of the walls. Yes, they're important. However, white cabinets are in right now, but white cabinets are in because it shows elegance and simplicity while also making you feel energetic when you walk in. That's why people like to paint their cabinets white, not because it's just white. That's why. Coming down, Guy the Painter and Company. Guy the Painter and Company is committed to providing exceptional quality painting, staining, remodeling, and restoration service to all customers. We specialize in bringing your paint and renovation vision to reality. I'm okay with that. Keep going. During each residential or commercial project, Guy the Painter and Company takes pride in being respectful and conscious while caring for the property. Whether our crews are painting the interior of your residence, repairing the exterior of your house, renovating a bathroom or kitchen, or completely restoring your entire home, customers appreciate our attention to details and that's odd. Talking about attention to detail. It's just attention to detail, not details. So some people are going to read that and go, that's odd. Literally the exact same way I just did that. That's just how some people work. And well-maintained project sites. At Guy the Painter and Company, our top priority is providing outstanding workmanship and pleasing our valued customers. All right, so here's the deal. Their top priorities is providing outstanding workmanship and pleasing our valued customers. Everybody can say that. Who can't say that, right? Who's going to say our top priority is providing outstanding workmanship, but not really giving any, shit about our valued customers? Nobody. Everybody's going to say this. Here's the difference. Who can show it? Do these images right here show their outstanding workmanship? Do these images show their valued customers? They got a testimonial right here, which is good. But I mean, the testimonial is grayed out on a black background. It doesn't stand out at all. So if they're only going for two things, which is workmanship and pleasing our valued customers, the small images right here from 1996 don't help. The testimonial that's gray on a black background don't help. So now what do we got? Maybe these are half-assed things that they're just saying because they think they're supposed to say that, but we don't know. Right? So let's go ahead, jump a little bit deeper and see what we got. Exterior paint and repair. Okay? So none of the buttons work. So if they're all about attention to detail, what does that show? Buzzwords. That's what they're doing. It's the same people that on their resume, when they hand you a sheet that just says, here's all the skills that I have. Works well individually, works well as in groups. I work all the time. Great communication. I'm awesome at Microsoft Word. If somebody's saying like this stuff on like their resume, but then you ask them in the interview, okay, great. Looks like you worked well in group settings because you said that. Tell me about a time you worked on a group project, and they can't do that. What's it show? They're just saying whatever it takes to get in the door, right? And a little tidbit side note: don't ever accept somebody that says they know Microsoft Word. It's such a commonality these days. You might as well at that point put you're a proficient at iTunes, right? It's a stupid thing to take. All right, that's a side thing. But if they're all about attention to detail and these things don't even work, how attention to detail are they really? Let's come on in. And maybe you're thinking, you know what? They are attention to detail because it's painting, not their website. We're talking about painting. Okay, great. They're good at painting, but what about their contract, right? What if there's issues with their contracts that as a homeowner, it doesn't protect them, right? Because now I'm thinking, well, if they can't get their website right, then maybe they get the painting right, but maybe if they don't show up on the last day, their attention to detail on the contract doesn't protect me as a customer because they can't even get this little stuff right. Again, guys, sounds harsh. This is exactly what actually goes through people's heads. Because they're about to spend money, they're doing everything they can to almost talk themselves out of this. They're trying to find reasons to not hire you because they're about to spend money. Don't give them any reasons. Make sure that your stuff is pretty spot on, all right? Services. Commercial and residential services, okay? Interior, painting, faux finishes, trim doors, crown molding, sheetrock, wood flooring. All right, great. Show it. Painting is a big before and after industry, all right? Show the faux finishes. Show what it looked like before, show what it looks like after. Showing the after is fine, but here's the problem. The before is just as important in the world of painting because people don't know what you came from, right? As a consumer, imagine I'm looking at a roof, all right? And you're a roofer and you're showing me all the shingles on the roof. I don't really know what to look for. I see this all day long in like contractor Facebook groups where what they do is they say, oh, look at how bad this roof is. And other contractors go, oh my God, I can't believe this is a terrible roof. I have no idea what's wrong with it. So I don't know what it should look like. But if you showed as a roofer a bad job and then what it should look like, I'm gonna go, oh, okay, now I see it. That makes sense to me. However, in this case, I don't know what it was before. So you need to show all this stuff. Don't just tell it to me, show it to me. Also, there's no emotion in this whatsoever. Remember, think back to those, like those reviews, and then the fact that they're saying, oh, we're big on attention to detail. Show me what the attention to detail is. Trim, doors, crown molding. You need attention to detail on those features when you're painting, yet it doesn't show me anything. So you can say attention to detail, and that is great. However, if you show me what you mean by attention to detail, now I go, you know what? Okay, that makes sense. I see it there. But they don't do that. Again, testimonials are quiet. Nobody's looking over here because it's gray on a black background. All right, this website as a whole literally just sells painting. Doesn't sell any emotion, doesn't sell the result of here's what you're gonna get with the painting, nor does it really sell the idea that you're gonna love us. Because there's a couple decent testimonials, I guess, but they're almost hiding it. You need to showcase your stuff in a very extravagant way. Put this stuff out there, all right? Let's look at the showcase. Guys, we gotta have good pictures. Okay, all right, before. Here's the before picture. Before, I'm protected. After, standing still. See, that was good. Look at that. Before, weather treated. After, this is what we need, but on the rest of the site. All right, show this stuff. Because you need to have this sprinkled without, because what if somebody doesn't come to the, they only go to the services page and they never come to the showcase page, right? They won't ever see this. These are great before and afters. They need to be more throughout the page, throughout the website, I'm sorry. All right, please, please, please show this stuff more all over the site where it makes sense. All right, last thing, let's look at the contact page. Name, email, message. All right, so all in all, very underwhelming site. Looks like Guy is just, if you just need somebody to come in, paint it for cheap, Guy's your guy, right? If you're a contractor, this is probably something that's kind of tough to compete with because he's probably always, the cheapest one out there. I'm sure he gets booked up a lot because he's super cheap. Why would you not go with him? Plus the customers seem to love him. However, if this is your price point, if this is who you are and you're selling stuff super cheap, you don't have an income, right? You're just doing everything at cost, maybe a little bit above, and you're just surviving, right? These paint jobs that somebody like this is putting in, can they afford their own services? I don't know. It's tough to say though, because about 90% of contractors can't afford their own services because they don't charge enough. That's neither here nor there. The idea of the website is if you do want to start to charge enough to go on vacations, to do the stuff that you set out to do when you first started your company, you need a website, you need a brand to show how nice it is, right? If you're showing up in a truck that's got rust all over it and the back gate is missing, you're probably not a super high-end contractor. And that is exactly how a website is. It is your first line of defense for your brand, so it needs to look good, because otherwise, the first thing that people are going to be doing with you is bargaining or throwing out lowball offers because they said, you know what? This shows me they're lowball. I'm going to give them a lowball price, see what they do. I hope that helps. Do me a favor, hit the like button. That is one of the biggest ways that you can really help out with all this YouTube algorithm stuff, is hitting that like button to let me know, hey, this is good stuff. All right, I'll keep it going, but it really, really helps us. All right, guys, appreciate it. Make sure your sites are all good to go. Thanks.